ignore this toxic dust. Biden, you are killing us.
Don't ignore this toxic dust. Biden, you are killing us.
Don't ignore this
toxic dust. Biden, you are killing us. Don't ignore this toxic dust. Biden, you are killing us. Don't ignore this toxic dust. Biden, you are killing us.
Check, 1, 2.
Biden, you are killing us.
Don't ignore this toxic dust.
Biden, you are killing us.
Don't ignore this toxic dust.
Biden, you are killing us. Don't ignore this toxic dust.
We're going to get started here with a song from Miss BJ Lark from Roanoke, Virginia.
We will not ignore this toxic dust. But collectively, we will win. Because if we don't, there won't be anything left to win. Oh yeah, we know now. I stand as I was invited to lift my voice through the arts, to uplift and encourage. We had a whole group, a whole lot of things planned today, but one thing we know for sure, those who can, do, those who will. And I stand to honor my youth group and others that came along with us, because we were not going to be deterred. I'm going to sing a short piece of the song so that we can be respectful to the facts of what's going on today and hear from so many other phenomenal individuals that have come to lift their voice. I want to encourage you that we will keep our eyes on the prize. What is that prize? We honor those that came before us, but we will serve, and that service in good works and hope will always be what we look to, because we believe we will not stop until things are good for all, not some. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. You hold on. We've got our hands on the plow. We won't take nothing for this journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on. Keep your mind on good works and hold on. You want to say hold on? Keep your mind stayed on good works and hold on. We've got our hands, we've had them on the plow. We won't take nothing for this journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize and hold on. Keep your eyes, keep it on the prize, hold on. We've had our hands on the plow. We won't take nothing for this journey now. We've had our minds, we got them made up. We're gonna stay in this fight until we win. Keep your eyes Keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize. You and you, and you and you, you and you and you and you. You hold on, and you say, thank you.
Lark of Roanoke, Virginia. Everyone, my name's Denali. I'm with the Power Coalition, and we're out here in wildfire haze to tell President Biden that his approval of the Mountain Valley Pipeline was a betrayal of the climate movement. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Crystal Cavalier and Jason Crazy Bearcat of 7 Directions of Service.
Mekudamin Chin Kiohe, Nahal Pipi say, Mima Crystal, Mima Mevin, Watiwa. So you see that sign that says Mani Inese, water is alive. That is how we say that in our language. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here today and standing up for the MVP, or standing up to stop the MVP and stopping the MVP Southgate. So I'm from North Carolina, and it's kind of crazy that we're hearing this wildfire haze. Humanity has reached a breaking point. Look around. It is fitting that we are now, that the earth is on fire. We are here. We will have to live with fire from now on. Because of Western colonization and taking away how people steward it, and I mean everybody, how we care for the lands now, we have lost control. Lala June Johnson once said, in an attempt to outsmart nature, we have outsmarted ourselves. We are nature. Passing the rollbacks on NEPA has set the course. Joe Biden, we are destroying the earth, and we are destroying ourselves. We have fought this pipeline for 10 years. We are not giving up. We are not giving up. The environmental injustices we are experiencing is now a battlefield in Congress, and we have to win this battle. I want you to say this after me. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Say it with me now. Mani Inese. Mani Inese. Mani Inese. Thank you. I'm Dr. Crystal Cavalier, Okanishi Saponi.
Halito chim machukma yakoke isto, achatasia, aoklasia, anitasia, atushkasia, sahochifo yat Jason Keck. Anakma abanoke, tomorrow we will win. So I didn't prepare anything for you. I just speak from my heart when I'm in these positions, and I ask that the great spirit or the great mystery or that great creator of all of these things guide my words. And so I can tell you that I feel that there's only one good thing about this corrupt decision, about this criminal decision, about attaching one civil servant's so-called personal gain, personal pocket to a federal law. And the only good thing about that is because now some of you that was raised under historical conditions know that reservation practices in politics, although maybe intended for us, are now being suffered by all of us. That plantation politics may have been intended for us, but are now being suffered by all of us. And so now that we understand that, we know to be smarter than to vote on someone that might have been a Jim Crow sympathizer or a Indian policy abuser. We don't vote on these people because they're the so-called better option. There's only one better option. That's somebody that actually cares about humans and human values. Human values don't care about paper money. soulless paper manufactured money. Human values care about human needs. Drinking water, clean, clear, preserved. Mountains, sacred things put on here by the Creator that we can climb to and see all the beauty. Our children, our elders, their safety, their health, that's wealth. None of these other things are values. So now vote like that. Now that we stand together, whatever descendancy we come from, whatever part of this beautiful globe we come from, whatever culture, condition, complexion, religion, stand together and don't vote for criminals on either side. And I love you all for having the courage to be here.
Elewa.
Could I ask our friends in the media to all take 3 steps backwards? We've got a big, beautiful crowd here, and you can't see everybody because you're so close. If everybody just move back 3 big steps, everybody will get great shots. You're the only one who didn't move, sir, but I know you've got a tripod, so you're going to move now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lord.
Let's give it up one more time for Dr. Crystal Cavalier Cack and Jason Crazy Bearcat of 7 Directions of Service. Next up, you're going to want to listen for this one. We have 7-year-old Danger and his mom Amber from North Carolina. Give it up for them. Okay, we want as many people to have Danger's back. So if everyone here with the action can literally come back and make a square. See, we have press lined up here, and everyone around them is not in the action according to the photos that will be taken. So please come this way. Like, imagine a line where the last camera is. And if you're not in that line, you are not in the action. I mean, you are with us, creating a 90-degree angle. Okay, and press, while you're at it, please take another step back, because this action is very robust, and we want to capture every single person's beautiful art and energy. Okay, and if you're holding a sign, hold it up. Okay, great. I think Danger is now ready. Has everyone at their back? Thank you.
Ambe washte how mitakonas, michanji Amber Meredith. Oinaj, Tanga in Wati, Asheville, North Carolina. Midagiavi, Fort Peck, ish Frankfurt on the Oder. Mieje, Huda Shabina Asinaboin, ish Ashkenazi Jew. Beautiful hello and greetings to you, my friends. My name is Amber Meredith. I live in the city of Asheville, North Carolina, and my family is from Fort Peck and Frankfurt on the Oder. I am from the Red Bottom Band of the Assiniboine Nation and an Ashkenazi Jew. I am here today to stand and fight for the things that my ancestors sacrificed their lives for the previous 7 generations. I am here to stand with my son and sacrifice myself to give him a possibility of a future that those in Congress, Senate, and Joe Biden voted to deny. They are trying to deny our children a future by killing our water, by killing our sacred land, all for money. Children are watching. They're listening. They learn by what they see, not by what they are told. And they see everything. With that, I'm handing it off to my son. Give him just a second.
Yesterday, I spent all day talking to people who worked hard to fight against the MVP. Thank you for all your hard work and support, but the fight is not over. I'm going to read you a speech to show you how I really feel. It's been less than a year and I'm back again to fight for the sacred. We need to protect the water. You are poisoning our water by building the pipeline. We can't drink gas or oil. We need water to survive. I'm too young to die because of your greed. I'm talking to you, Joe Biden. Do better. My life matters more than your money. Water is sacred. Water is life. Without water, we have no future.
Let's all give another round of applause to Danger and Amber Meredith for their strength to speak out. Up next we have West Virginian landowner powerhouse Maury Johnson. Maury, can I have you come up here?
Before I get started, I want everybody to be really quiet for a second. In the crowd here, you'll see some signs of some people. Hold these signs up high, people. Come up this way, Mirage. Let's see people see these people. Before I tell you who they are, I want to take a moment. 9 months ago, we were here. Same mission. The incomparable mother of all resistors, Joy Braun, was with us. And we need to remember Joy and all the people who have sacrificed themselves fighting for environmental and social justice. These people you see here are West Virginia and Virginia neighbors of mine who have been fighting the fossil fuel industry, mountaintop removal, pipelines for decades. Some of them more recently. Some of them are next door neighbors who passed away. And some of them, quite honestly, had their life cut short from the stress. That one, that one, that one. I saw another over here. Fighting in the Atlantic Coast pipeline. So, just a second, everybody. Say a prayer for these people. Remember, that's what a sacrifice looks like. What a sacrifice looks like. If they allow this dirty deal it was in this debt relief bill to stand, you are what a sacrifice looks like. If they can sacrifice me and my neighborhood and my community, a pristine, very pristine community with high biodiversity, the Appalachian Trail for more than 100 miles, they're coming for you next.
Tell it. Yes.
They came from me. They are coming for you next. They will do whatever they want. And this corrupt government is allowing it to happen and actually hating it. Think about that. This has got to stop. It's got to stop now. And on the last, I'm gonna cut it short. We're fighting for a future.
Yes.
Not one that's filled with smoke.
Yes.
I think Mother Nature sent her representative here today.
Yes.
Mother Nature sent her representative to New York, to the financial capital of the world.
That's right.
Mother Nature is sending this to Appalachia tomorrow. We do not want this smoke and climate change and stuff. Thank you all for coming. I love each and every one of you. And now let's tell them, hell no, 3 times. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. So hell no Joes. 1, 2, 3. Hell no Joes! Hell no Joes! Hell no Joes! Thank you.
Thank you, Maury. Give it up for Maury Johnson one more time. Next up, we have Representative Justin Pearson with us. Justin, come on up.
Y'all fired up? Yeah. When I say y'all fired up, you say we fired up. Y'all fired up? Y'all fired up? Y'all fired up? See, it's harder to breathe here today because of the pollution that's in the air, but we've still got breath in our bodies, which means we've still got some fight left. We've lost some loved ones on this journey for environmental and social and racial justice, but we've still got some fire left within us. And we've got to use that fire to keep on fighting. We've got to use that fire to keep on believing in the future that we know is possible. Because this is the movement. This is the movement. We are the movement. We are the movement. We are a multiracial, multi-generational, multi-ethnic movement of people who are ready to see environmental and climate justice be a reality and not just a political football. We are the movement of people who have organized and galvanized against pipelines that have sought to take our land, destroy our drinking water, hurt our families and our communities. We are the movement. And there are those who use and abuse their power and their authority against us, against the people. People who they swear an oath to protect. People who they say the Constitution protects. And yet they make decision after decision that shows us they care much more about corporations' profits than people's lives. They may care a whole lot more about what stakeholders on Wall Street think than about the water that we drink. We've got people in position, from presidents to senators, who are making decisions that have horrible ramifications for our communities. And this movement is fighting back. This movement is pushing back because we know that there is a different way for us to be. There is a different reality for us to have. And we deserve it. We deserve it. We deserve it. Because this ain't Joe Manchin's country. This ain't Mountain Valley Pipeline's country. This is our country. This is our country. We build this, not MVP. We make this nation run. And it's about time that the people who have been empowered by the people fight for the people. Speak up for the people. Do justice for the people. Now y'all know I got invited to this White House about a month ago. Right back there. It was the Oval Office. And I was in the Oval Office. I met with the president and the vice president. It was great. We talked a little bit about Willow. Talked a little about environmental justice because I don't know if people know this or not. The president's son was killed because of environmental justice. He got cancer after burn pits, after he was living near burn pits for a number of years, serving in the military. The Military Industrial Congressional Complex, one of the greatest institutions of environmental and climate harm in the country. So it's not that the president doesn't know what environmental injustice looks like and the consequences that it has to our lungs and to our lives and to our families. But there's a lack of moral courage that has happened. A corruptible courage is what we're dealing with now in this White House and this Congress, and it is time for change. It is time for change, and I'm convinced that the people who are going to make that change happen, they're right here. The people who are going to make that change happen are right here. And the reason that I believe this is because I know we will never quit. So we will win. We will never quit. And we will win. We will never quit. And we will win. We will never quit. And we will win. We've got to tell Joe Manchin we will never quit. We've got to tell President Biden we will never quit. We've got to tell the MVP developers we will never quit. And because we will never quit, we know we will win. I'm done. Y'all know me. I'm the son of a preacher. So I can go long and it's getting warm. But how is it that we can have so much courage? How even in the face of so much legislative, slow violence of lynching, of environmental and climate injustice, can we still stand tall? And our belief that there is a different future possible is because I believe in this movement. I believe in this movement because this movement is not rooted in money. It's not rooted in political power and pedigrees. It's rooted in love. It's rooted in love of place. It's rooted in love of people from West Virginia to North Carolina to Memphis, Tennessee to California to Nebraska. This movement is rooted in love. And a movement that's rooted in love will always win. A movement that's rooted in love will always win. A movement that's rooted in love will always win because we don't need money to help us to keep going. All we need is the type of spirit we've got. A spirit of resistance, a spirit of persistence, a spirit that says we know that we will win because we know we will never, ever quit. Now I'm really done. We're just going to end. We are the movement. We are. We're the movement that D.C. needs and Virginia needs and West Virginia needs and the United States of America needs. We are. So let us fight and let us win.
Let's give it up one more time for Representative Justin Pearson. All right, y'all, we have a special surprise for you. We have Representative Rashida Tlaib ready to speak. Welcome, Representative Tlaib. Thank you.
Hi. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I know they want me to face there, but your courage being out here is so important. For me as a mother to see DC schools today, it's too unsafe to allow children to play outside today. That's where we're at now because we're not moving with the urgency that is needed. So thank you for being out here. You know, the White House needs to understand this is not only a climate emergency and a climate crisis, but the fact of the matter is corruption needs to stop. Instead of the fossil fuel industry inside, right now, the White House drafting these bills, it should be the people of the United States. It should not be corporations that fueled with profit and corporate greed, because corporate greed is killing us every single day. You know, I grew up in Southwest Detroit where I thought it was normal. I thought it was normal that my friends had gotten asthma, respiratory issues. I thought it was normal that it smelled like that. I thought it was normal to have trucks rumbling by my park where we played or schools. It's not normal. It's not normal to play outside and come inside and smell like rotten eggs because of the hydrogen sulfide. It's not normal for us to have literally notices saying, you can't play outside today. It's too polluted. All I keep thinking about is all the children in my district right now having asthma attacks because of this. Because we're not moving with urgency. Because people are paying for access to the White House. They're paying to write these bills. Time is up. This is a crisis that is not going anywhere. It's just getting worse, and we need to move with the urgency that is needed. Because we have a right to breathe clean air, and we shouldn't have to beg the president or any administration to do something about it. We shouldn't have to get arrested to breathe clean air. We shouldn't have to sit there and push for the human dignity that we deserve. Enough. Enough. You know, I keep telling people, how many more scientists, how many more times you got to study this? I'm tired of getting studied, y'all. I'm tired of them coming back and saying, you're right. Black and brown communities are on the front lines. They're literally dying, getting sick, while we don't even have universal health care, while many are going bankrupt because of public health impact. Do you know what one asthma attack can do to a whole family because of the bills that come? It's time. It's time to say no more. Mountain Valley Pipeline should have never been part of the debt crisis deal. Ever. Ever. Let me tell you something. What the hell does a pipeline have to do with reducing the deficit? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Don't tell me this is about the deficit. It's not about reducing. This is about making money for the folks that literally profit off of pollution in our country, in this world. It's enough. It is. Corporate greed is a disease in our country, and you all are on the front lines in making sure we can stop it. It shouldn't be this hard to say we deserve clean water. We deserve communities that we can walk out with our kids and not worry about an asthma attack. We shouldn't sit there and wait and test and look at this and say this is normal. I mean, you got right-wing people saying, well, China got this all the time, and India and all these. What are you talking about? That is not how you're supposed to be talking about it. This is a global crisis. If anything, many of those countries have showed us what doing nothing looks like. If anything, look at them. They're suffering right now because of it. And we're suffering now. I know my community, we haven't met Clean Air Act standards in so long. You know, when I hear my staff say, I got a headache just walking outside, we can't normalize that. We can't normalize indigenous communities literally being wiped out again because of people sitting there wanting to open up pipelines and destroy communities. You know, you all got to continue to speak truth to power. You got to all continue to speak this truth, because I'm telling you, those that have access to the White House, they don't care about us. They just care about the profit and the bottom line. They don't care. They don't care that we got a broken healthcare system. They don't care that I got to go to these various schools and they got no clean water coming out of their fountains. They don't care. They don't care that all of this is just continuing to, again, destroy our planet in a way that I don't know if we can come back from. So thank you all for being out here. You know, my team came up with Down with MVP, No Fossil Fuel. You guys know that song? Does anybody, nobody knows this song. Down with MVP, go fossil fuel. No, go fossil fuel. Free. I got it, Mackenzie. That's why I got young people on my team. It's down with MVP, go fossil free. You guys, where is the DJ? We need like the background sound. Anyways, I cannot thank you all enough. Y'all, when people were talking about this over a decade ago, and I was in the State House and advocating, and they're saying this is a climate emergency, this is a climate crisis. We got to declare this as a climate emergency. They've been talking about this for decades. It's time, y'all. We're in the middle of this day. This was all scheduled before all of this. And look at us. If there is no higher spirit telling us that something has to happen, I don't know what, I mean, look at this. Today, children can't play outside at school in this heat. They can't come outside because of all this. We have a right to breathe clean air, y'all. We have a right to demand to save our earth and where we all live and breathe and raising our families and so much more. So please continue to speak truth to power, continue to demand it. And President Biden, we all are out here because we want you to do the right thing. We want you to declare a climate emergency and do the right thing. And please, let's focus on making sure that corporate greed is not the driver of policies in our country. It is the only way we're going to continue to get sicker, and our communities will continue to get poorer, and communities and families getting divided because of this. So thank you all so much, and thank you again, the courage of those that are standing behind me. You all inspire me every single day. You credibility for myself, and so many of others have been saying this on the House floor, all over our communities. This girl from Southwest Detroit is with you. I can tell you, I never ever thought that I would be here saying something like this to you all, is that we deserve clean air. Because I really grew up as a 6-7-year-old girl thinking it was normal. It was normal. It's not normal.
All right, y'all. You just heard from Representative Rashida Tlaib. Let's give it up for the representative. You heard from Dr. Crystal Cavalier Keck and Jason Crazy Bear Keck. You heard from Amber Meredith and her son, Danger Winslow. You heard from Maury Johnson. Now we're going to get another song from BJ Lark, but before we go to BJ, can the folks with the umbrellas please step back 3 steps? And can folks fill up that line that they create so we can get a photo with all of you in it? If you'd like to be in the photo, please just squeeze together, squeeze in so that the cameras can see you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Ben is pointing towards where we want you to go. Thank you. I'm going to hand it off to BJ Lark from Roanoke, Virginia. Thanks, BJ.
Powerful words just spoken. Very powerful words. Very uplifting and encouraging. My question, who in their right mind thinks it's okay to poison water and air? It's illogical. Sociopaths. And for what? Greed? More money? And I can speak from their souls. Those are the type of people that actually don't care if there's anything left. Even for their own children, if they have any, or generations to come. They want what they want now, and it doesn't matter if there's anything left. But we will not let anyone turn us around. We have come this far by faith, and we will not stop until we see Biden called out, as he just was today, for the deceit and the betrayal. There were promises made, which is why I voted. So when the people speak, you listen. What are the people saying? What are the people saying? So please join in this song if you know it, and if you don't, it's easy to pick up. It just simply says, I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking up to, and it's not freedom until our children can come outdoors and breathe clean air. We demand the poison to stop. A lot of my brothers and sisters, the often silent, ask me all the time, why would you put your body in a sacrificial zone? My answer, we're in this together. We've always been in this together, and we will remain in this together. And we will not stop until it is good for all, not some. And for those of you who reach out to me all the time and say, well, you have to admit it's better. Better has never meant good. And it never will. Better for who? Better for who? Yes, this is divine. On the day that we decided we would gather and we would not be turned around, we would discover that the air quality, known as pollution, look it up, Grays Ferry, Philadelphia, Flint, Michigan, Newark, New York, New Jersey. This is not new. I'm a low country Gullah Geechee girl from South Carolina. And I know what it's like. The past police resistance, well, they've gotten so greedy, they run out of those places, and now they're coming for us all. So when I tell you we're in this together, that is going to be the only way to call Biden out for making promises that was easy to keep, because it was in the best interest of the communities that voted for him that he promised he would serve. So I'm going to go ahead and get the song over with. And I hope that you all will join in, because this is real. When you see people drop dead from heat strokes, asthma attacks, DuPont girl, cancer, Savannah Riverside. I grew up smack dab in the middle of both. This is real. And the time is now. We rise together. Let's get a tempo going if you don't mind. I ain't gonna let nobody I ain't gonna let nobody. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. We ain't gonna let nobody. Timing. We ain't gonna let nobody. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. We ain't gonna let bad policy turn us around, turn us around, turn us around. We ain't gonna let bad policies. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. We ain't gonna let broken promises turn us around, turn us around. We ain't gonna let broken promises. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up the freedom land. We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Turn me. We ain't gonna let nobody. We're gonna, and we're gonna, and we're gonna, and we're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, keep on walking, keep on talking, keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on to freedom line.
All right, everyone, let's give it up one more time for BJ Lark from Roanoke, Virginia. Next up, we have the honor of Alexis Rihanna Jones performing for us. Before I give the mic to Alexis, anyone who wants to get arrested, can you please, we're going to split the crowd now. Anyone who's getting arrested, please shift to the sidewalk. And anyone who is not getting arrested, please shift over here. I'll say it again. Anyone who's getting arrested is going to shift to the sidewalk, and anyone who is not going to get arrested is shifting here. And can folks please shift to the rocking chairs over to this side? Everyone who's not getting arrested with a rocking chair, we can put them here. There, yes please.
Do you want the mic on the mic stand? I can hold it. Okay. Where's Derek? Right here. Yes, Alexis will go first and
Go now! Can't be knocked down! Rise up now! Up high, oh Lord! Go now! Can't be knocked down! Rise up now! Up high, oh Lord! I said go now! Can't be knocked down! Rise up now! Up high, oh Lord! Go now! Won't be knocked down! Rise up now! Up high, oh Lord! Hey, do, hey, 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 do, how, hey, do,
We walk in the light with our brothers and sisters. We stand and fight with a drum, a song, a prayer, this change of time. This is the true reckoning, the human awakening. Together, brothers and sisters, idle no more. Together, brothers and sisters, idle no more. Oh, oh, hey, where hey, oh, ha, where oh, we da, hey, oh, ha, da, hey, da, hey, da, we da, hey, da, where oh, we da, hey, da, where oh, hey, da, we da, hey, do, hey, da, hey, do, hey, da, yo. Together, brothers and sisters, I don't know more. People come by the hundreds, sing and dance the streets of shopping malls to the capitals and heart of standing rock. All over this Turtle Island, our presence will break the silence. Together, brothers and sisters, idle no more. Together, brothers and sisters, idle no more. Amen.
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
shut it down.
If we don't get it,
shut it down.
If we don't get it,
shut it down. Shut it down.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 What do we want?
Climate justice.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Climate justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get
it. Everybody, let's have another big hand for all of our performers and speakers today. Speaking truth to power. And let's have a big hand for the other folks on the sidewalk over here. Brave friends who are gonna raise in a little good trouble, nothing new.
Thank you. What do you want? Climate justice! Let's take a picture.
Underground, flat gas transmission disaster, Mountain Valley Pipeline. I don't know about y'all, but in coming from Appalachia, mountains and water and air are pretty precious. And some people seem to think they're not, and that they're a commodity we can just waste endlessly. And when Joe Biden, and Chuck Schumer, and Joe Manchin stuffed this stupid, disgusting pipeline into the debt ceiling deal, it was a sad and predictable and cowardly event.
Ann, can you try us?
And I said to a good friend of mine who's in the movement, we'll get to the top of the mountain eventually, and he said, we are the mountain. And you know what, it feels pretty damn good to be the mountain. Justin Pearson said we're the movement, and I think we're the mountain too. Mountains are looking pretty good here in D.C. Folks, we're going to welcome back up to the mic for a second my friend BJ Lark. Coming all the way from Roanoke, Virginia. Just down the mountain from Bent Mountain where MVP crosses and is tearing up streams left and right. We're not going to have it though, so we're going to sing a little song about not being moved. If you know it, y'all want to join in. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for the mountains. We shall not be moved. Fighting for the mountains. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for water. We shall not be moved. Fighting for water. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We're fighting for the air we breathe. We shall not be moved. Fighting for the air we breathe. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Young and old together. Young and old together. We shall not be moved. Young and old together. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Fight to stop the pipeline. We shall not be moved. Fight and stop the pipeline. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We
we shall not be moved. Biden keep your promise, we shall not be moved. Just like a tree planted by the water, we shall not be moved. Come on, everybody, we shall not be moved. Come on, everybody, join in this movement just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Either stop injustice, we shall not be moved. Either stop injustice, we shall not be moved just like a tree planted by the water. We shall not be
Let's have a big hand for some friends of ours who just spontaneously joined in to make a big and beautiful laugh. Some folks all the way from New York City, from Flatbush. New York City with the team. Come a long, long way. You know a thing or two about bad air pollution.
Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Yeah. Walk with me, Lord. Please walk with me while I'm on this Jesus journey. I want you, Lord, please walk with me. Hold my hand, Lord, please hold my hand. Hold my hand, Lord, please hold my hand. While I'm on this Jesus journey, I want you, Lord, I want you to walk with me. Be my guide, Lord, oh, be my guide. Be my guide, Lord, be my guide. While I'm on this Jesus journey, I want you, Lord, I want you to walk with me. Walk with me, Lord, please walk with me. Walk with me, Lord, please walk with me. While I'm on this
I want you. Oh God, I need you. Sometimes it's too dark, I can't see my way. I want you, Lord, I want you just to be my guide all along the way. So much destruction in my way, but I won't give up. No, I won't give in. No, I won't turn back because, Lord, I need you. I want you, Lord, I want you. Please walk, please walk. Don't ever leave my side, Lord. I know it's dark, sometimes it gets dim, but we need you, Lord. Turn it around, turn it around. Lord, I want you. Please walk with me.
Let's have a big, warm hand for BJ Lark, all the way from Roanoke, Virginia. Can we have a hell no Joe from everybody from West Virginia in the house? On three. 1, 2, 3. What about folks from Virginia? Any y'all out there? On 3, let's have another hell no Joe. 1, 2, 3. Hell no Joe! What about folks from North Carolina fighting MVP Southgate and a whole host of other nasty things, like PFAS in your water? Let's have the folks from North Carolina give a big hell no Joe on 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hell no Joe! Everybody else pitching in to make this movement big and grow and stop the era of fossil fuels. Everybody who's been doing this work for one day, this is the first day you showed up, or the first week, or maybe it's been 10 or 20 or 30 years. Let's have another hell no Joe. 1, 2, 3. Hell no Joe! All right, looking pretty good out here.
You know what a tipping point is? A tipping point is when you go over the edge and you can't come back. And we're supposed to worry about not reaching a tipping point. I'll give you a tipping point. Tipping point is when you melt your thermoform and all the methane that's in there is now in the atmosphere as more greenhouse gas, where you're releasing mammoth bones. So we don't do this very often, and there ain't no way back. A tipping point is when you put water on top of the ice, so it absorbs more than the ice did. And so now, how are you going to cool this down when you're absorbing more than you ever did before? So when you melt the snow and you get ground underneath, those are tipping points. We're over the tipping point. We're still talking, and we're still talking. We're over the tipping point. I'm over fucking around.
Last call for anything if anybody's got anything.
Last call for what?
If you need me to take anything.
Alright, I know that we've been out here for a while. Some of us have been here for a really long time. It's raining. Some of us have been at this fight for a really long time, like he was saying, like decades. And it's a shame that
still no sign of those signs?
No,
to be angry. We are not angry enough right now. A lot of us are standing here with a lot privilege, and we might be in the middle of a wildfire haze, but we need to be angry for the people who are on the front lines. We need to be angry for the people who are choking on smoke like this every day. We need to be fired up for our comrades who are risking arrest right now, and for the people risking arrest on the pipelines. So when I say our earth is on fire, I want you to say, put the fire out. Our earth is on fire! Put the fire out! Our earth is on fire! Put the fire out! Our earth is on fire! Put the fire out! Our planet is on fire! Put the fire out! Our planet is on fire! Put the fire out! Our planet is on fucking fire! Put the fire out! My future is on fire! Put the fire out! My future is on fire! Put the fire out! Your future is on fire! Put the fire out! Our earth is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fire! Put the fire out! Our house is on fucking fire! Put the fire out! Give a cheer for yourself, give a cheer for our comrades over there. Can we do a quick we see you, we love you? So when I say we see you, you're gonna say we love you. We see you! We love you! 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 All right, I want us to take a moment to think about all of those communities, all of those people, all of those animals that are under attack. So when I say, when our planet is under attack, what do we do? You're going to say, rise up, fight back, all right? When our planet is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When our planet is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When our home is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When our home is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When frontline communities are under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When frontline communities are under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When West Virginia is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When West Virginia is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When Black lives are under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! When Indigenous lives are under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! What do we do? Rise up, fight back! When the Earth's creatures are under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back! What do we do? Rise up, fight back! When our house is under attack, what do we do? Rise up, fight back!
Let's have another hand for Sophia. As some of us would say in the MVP fighting neighborhood, hell yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Now I hear this is going out over the internet, so it's pretty good that we look pretty good too and sound real good, nice and loud. You know. My name is Joshua Van. I work with Artivists in Virginia. We connect some underdog artist activists into the fight to stop these pipelines, and we beat a couple down in Virginia with the help of some pretty damn good coalition building, everybody coming together, pitching in. I like to say if you have a will and a skill, then we can win. And we beat the Atlantic Coast Pipeline, we beat the Chittahominy Pipeline, we beat the Virginia Header Improvement Project, we beat 2 frack gas power plants in Charles City County, and that's all grassroots coalition building. And none of it came from up top. You know, no regulators intervened and said, you know what, this seems like a pretty bad idea. The whole way through 9 years of fighting the Mountain Valley Pipeline. People from across Appalachia, from across the Piedmont of Virginia, North Carolina, from up here in D.C., from all over have appealed to those people in power. Regulators, boards of supervisors, people, folks who control the levers of power. And we have given them every single piece of information that a logical person would need to step in and say something is wrong and this is not a good idea. Maybe it's not a good idea to tear up 150 feet wide of a steep mountain slope in Giles County, Virginia, or Monroe County, West Virginia, and expect that the mountain is going to hold together. When you rub out all the trees, what happens? We live in landslide-prone areas. When you dig a trench through all the streams in our upland territories where the headwaters are for our drinking water, what do you think is going to happen when you fill them with sediment? It's going to kill every species in there. When you tear up the mountainside and don't leave anything left to put it together but some tightly packed dirt and some crummy grass seed and a little netting, what do you think is going to happen when you pack 1,400 pounds of pressure per square inch through 300 miles of pipe? That's this big, 42 inches, buried in the ground. It only takes one slip, folks, one slip. A lot of us have been saying this for a long time. We've watched it happen on Nixon Ridge near Moundsville, West Virginia in 2018 when the Leech Express exploded in its first week of operation. Not too long from then, Revolution Pipeline in Beaver County, Pennsylvania also exploded. What happened? And those were smaller pipelines. Luckily, no one was killed. But do any of us want to see a 500-foot fireball in our backyard? If you live within a quarter mile, maybe more, you are in the blast radius, which means if there is one slip, one landslide, one spark, one little sliver of damage to that pipe, and it's not indestructible, it's going to blow up and incinerate everything in that radius. You can be half a mile away and have the siding of your house melted off. This is one of the reasons we fight, and it happens. They tell you it doesn't happen, but it does. No regulators from the Virginia State Water Control Board, the West Virginia DEP, the Virginia DEQ, the FERC, PHMSA, U.S. Forest Service, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Bureau of Land Management, none of them have intervened to stop the Mountain Valley Pipeline. So who's going to do it? We are! Damn right, we're going to do it. And we're going to do it as long as it takes until it's dead. I'm going to wrap it up here because my brother Jason is about to come on, and I know when I need an uplift, this guy is good for it every time, and it ain't just me. All the way from North Carolina and leading the fight against MVP Southgate, standing up for their community, standing up for others' communities all across the nation, demanding clemency for Leonard Peltier. These are the kinds of solidarity, struggles in solidarity that we need to win. It's the only way we can win, is if we show up for each other. They want to keep us separated. They want to keep us small. They want to keep us alone. And we're not going to have it. Every step of the way, we said we're not alone. And on days like today, we're reminded that we're not alone. Folks coming from all over the state, Joe Manchin, Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, we're not having it. We're going to stop the Mountain Valley Pipeline with or without you. So I want you to repeat after me, all right? Repeat after me. Say we. We will. We will win. We will win. Say I. I believe. I believe we will. I believe we will. I believe we will win. I believe that 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 we will win. Let's have another hell no Joe on top. Now, 1, 2, 3. Hell no, Joe! Here's my brother Jason.
Again, I hope you all are good. Again, I'd like to just give my gratitude for the two legs that brought you here, the heart pumping that keeps you standing here. Those that have been doing this the longest, my hats and respect off to you. Those that have been doing this generationally, historically, my prayers are with you every day. I want to educate you on a little bit something about this building here. And this thing that we call democracy, which I don't know how many days ago just turned on its end, and they made a unilateral decision to federally impose something on the people that restrictions had been fought for decades, that they made a unilateral decision as they said the words environmental racism or environmental justice, speaking against environmental injustice, as they said those words to get elected, to get our hopes up, to get our smiles and our hearts feeling like it was going to be peaceful. They made a unilateral decision on Memorial Day weekend to impose these permit regulations and fast track these things. So did everybody want to think about, have you ever looked in the newspaper and they tell you about how these Congress and senators had to get home on Friday to the golf course so they couldn't pass a federal funding bill? You seen those, right? But to beat us, or to think they beat us, they met on a Saturday and Sunday of Memorial Day weekend to flip the rules that they made that we won. So I want to go back to the history of this idea that these folks got. This democracy that they call it in their colonized language is an indigenous principle. And I'm not going to say that indigenous people didn't have our share of conflict. But you know what? We don't honor the stories of our wars. We honor the stories of how we made peace. One of those makings of peace was a confederacy of 5, now 6 nations, but those nations adopted many nations that they were trying to pick off. They actually adopted my wife's Okanichi-Saponi Tutelo Nation and brought them up to sanctuary in Canada in the 1700s. But those nations, before it was actually colonization and genocide and brutalization, when it was just fair, peaceful trade, they had something that they had founded for generations called the Great Law of Peace. The colonizers heard of such a thing and said, we want to steal that and make it ours so that we're different from that European monarchy that we ran from in Europe. Now, they stole everything, but you know what they left out? The most principal concepts of the Great Law of Peace. The women's voice is not only important, but the elder women, the clan mothers, the great-grandmothers get the last word. The other principle is that the most vulnerable of our communities gets a word. The sick, the ones with less things, the poor, if you will. But we didn't have those words because none of our people were poor. But those that were vulnerable in the community got to sit in there with the council and have their voice heard and appreciated and respected. So they stole this thing called democracy, and they said, we're going to take all the good things, but we're going to keep it only to white men. So no disrespect to my white male brothers, but we've had how many hundreds of years of white old men failing? I believe it is time for some new ideas, some new concepts, and not just bringing up our non-European descendants, giving them a suit, giving them a little bit in their pocket, and turning them into colonizers. We don't need that. We need our idealistic young people that have values, that don't honor things like money and things and capital and consumption. They don't need to go to the fast track and get their burger made in 30 seconds because they remember how much better the food is when grandma takes hours to make it. We need people with those values. We understand that all of us are two-legged human neighbors. I've got descendancy from 3 of the so-called racial classes that I don't even believe in. But I say achatasia because otherwise my great-grandmother family will be invisibilized. I say achatasia because that language was illegal to be spoken to many of my generations. So I've been asked to sing a song that was just kind of like, I got to educate you before I sing this song. Because it's a song that united the American Indian movement, but a lot of people have a bad concept of that. They think it's an organization that just came together in the 70s after watching the Black Liberation Movement out of prisons, out of poverty, out of alcohol and addiction victory, and got us our religious rights and cultural rights back. If you have ever been in an AIM meeting, they will say, no, it's not an organization. It's a spiritual movement that has been going on since our first ancestor was brutalized. Yes. However long ago, you do the math. So in the spiritual movement, like I said, you all are all being subject to plantation and reservation politics, because that was the plan all along. So this is actually a unity song. I'm allowed to sing it because I do run in a circle in North Carolina called the 17 Rivers chapter of the American Indian movement. But again, it's not an organization. It's a spiritual movement. It's a sober movement. It's a justice movement. So I'm going to sing it if I can, because my voice is going. And just know that our songs are not performances. When we pray with these songs, they're from the heart. So do not judge my voice, judge my heart. Yahweh, 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 lo, hey, Yah, hey, yo. Well, hey, Yahweh, hey, Yahweh, hey, Yahweh, Yahweh, lo, hey, Yah, hey, yo. Way, Yahweh, 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 lo, hey, Yah, hey, yo. So that is the unity song. So there's another song we're going to sing. It's the Leonard Peltier song. And I don't care what you've heard of Leonard Peltier. These young men, these young indigenous men, formed this justice organization out of prisons. These young men went to boarding schools. These young men experienced physical abuse, emotional abuse, and most worstly, sexual abuse. And these men found their voice in their 20s, coming out of their prisons and out of the addictions. And so if you want to judge any of them, if you want to judge any Black Liberation Movement, if you want to judge Brown Berets, the so-called Southern Brother, but they're Indigenous Brother movement, if you want to judge the Asian brothers, if you want to judge the poor white brothers that knew that the race thing was a lie from the concept, Do not judge these people. It is poor people that lead us to justice, as we can see. Welo, hey, hey, welo, hey, hey, welo, hey, hey, way, hi, oh, welo, hey, welo, hey, hey, way, hi, oh, welo, hey, welo, hey. So I'm going to complete with something that I need you to also understand. Protection of our water was always given the responsibility to our women. Not that we all don't have that relationship to water, but our women have a direct divine relationship between the water that they carry our two-legged selves in. And so even though I have the loudest masculine voice, even though that's powerful in our colonized system, all I serve is to protect these women who reminded us of this movement to protect this land, this air, and this water. So with that, I'm going to ask Sophia, my relative, my indigenous relative, to have some words, because I think I've said enough. Thank you.
That was unexpected. So my name is Dr. Sophia Marjanovic. I am Oglala Lakota from the Fort Peck Oceti Shakowee tribe. And the reason I have been in the DC area on and off since 2007 is because my community has never had clean water. And it has been due to oil drilling since the 1950s. The top killer of our women in our community is cancer. Babies are born blue in my community, and children are always sickly. I don't, it's living here in the DC area, it's hard often because there's so much wealth here that I don't think people realize what it's like when children don't have the ability to even thrive with their health because they're always sick due to the fact that the water comes out of the faucet red, yellow, orange. It smells like petroleum and it has oil droplets floating atop it. And it's hard being out here, often by myself. I am Two-Spirit, and it was recognized when I was young that I was not entirely feminine. And so I've done a lot to sacrifice to ensure that my community gets heard and represented in places that they don't have the privilege that I have in order to access. And that privilege, unfortunately, is due to the fact that my parents were able to assimilate a little bit better than other people. So I've been out here in the DC area on and off since 2007, I got my PhD in immunology and microbiology from the National Institutes of Health and George Washington University. And the whole reason I did that was so that my community could get accountability for the fact that the polluted water has had an adverse impact on our community. As a scientist, I can tell you that the studies that have been done regarding oil drilling and these pipelines, it leads to disproportionate amounts of cancer in our communities, regardless of whether or not what color your skin is. You have an adverse impact or you're adversely impacted by the oil drilling. The other thing I want to say is thank you to the people who've sacrificed back there, who are putting their bodies on the line so that we could have clean water, and so that our children and grandchildren and generations beyond can have clean water. The reason why I do any of this, the reason why I sacrifice and deal with isolation oftentimes in colonial spaces, is because I have an obligation as an Oceti Shakawi person to ensure that I'm acting as a good ancestor to generations I will never meet. And this country has taken so much from us. They've taken our land, so let's also acknowledge that we are on Piscataway and Pamunkey and various tribes here, if I've forgotten. This is their land. And so what I ask of you, because I know the environmental movement still has a lot of growth to do, is when you are in your meetings, make sure you look around and see who's not there. And if you're not seeing the indigenous people on whose land you're occupying, if you got to, reach out to me. I will hook you up. Because we cannot continue to act in colonial ways without including the people and building relationships and being good relatives to the people on whose land we're occupying. Even me, as a Lakota person out here on Piscataway land, I am an occupier of their land, and I have a responsibility and an obligation in order to build relationships with them to ensure that I'm being a good relative to them. So make sure you're doing that in your movement spaces when you go home. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you.
Hi everybody. I didn't plan on coming up here today. I was just very moved by everybody that has spoken. I just wanted to first say thank you to my indigenous brothers and sisters who have been here on the front line since the theft of their country and their land, who have been fighting for the environmental justice that they deserve. I wanted to speak about, when we're talking about environmental justice, the main people that are affected are indigenous and black and brown people, because we are the ones that are left behind. We aren't the ones that can get into those rooms and get into those offices and let our voices be heard. So we need to listen to the people that have been on the front lines since the beginning of the founding of this country and hear what they're saying. Cities like Flint back home are very affected by climate inaction, because climate isn't just changing. It's happening due to inaction from politicians and from corporations and from the people with the money that are trying to get into these politicians' office and do what they want to do for their own, to line their own pockets. And when we're speaking about politicians, there's been a lot of talk lately about how certain things are affecting the kids, how drag queens are affecting the kids, how the queer community is affecting the kids. I don't think that drag queens are stopping my kids from going outside and breathing. If we're speaking about protecting the kids, we need to speak about gun control. We need to speak about protecting the environment. We need to speak about letting people know about the history of this country and not calling it critical race theory. It's not critical race theory, it's history. It's the history of how this country was founded. I think politicians are doing everything for the greed They're doing everything for greed, and they're not doing anything to help the people that got them into office. If you're elected into office by the people, you are meant to serve the people. That's really all I have to say. I wanted to lead a chant in the words of Assata Shakur. So just like repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains.